Hi, welcome back to Shaping Lives. I'm Doug, and today I'd like to talk to you about a topic that has feathers ruffled all around the world. I'm not sure exactly why, but during a global pandemic, the mask, right? The face covering. For me, it's not a big deal. I'm guessing for a lot of people, it's really not such a big deal. I mean, where I live today, we were just announced that they are to be worn everywhere. I'm assuming this is in apartment buildings, not in your dwelling, but if you're in a store around people, even at a gas station, pretty much anywhere that is not inside your home. So for me, not a big issue, right? Hand sanitizer, always a good deal. Mask of any kind really will protect. I know that a lot of people, a lot of back and forth about this, but some people might be a complex about looks, but as I said, just be you, and if you feel safer with it, wear it. It's who knows? Maybe one day they'll look back and say, hey, this is what saved the human race in 2020. But I do see a lot of people wearing a mask like this, or like this. And I'm thinking it would be a lot better if we went over the left ear, over the right ear, up and down. Now, I'm not a professional. This is just how I put them on. I squeeze the nose piece so that it's comfortable, not too tight, and voila. I don't mind wearing a mask. I might get sick. I might not know that I have it. I could be pumping gas right across from somebody's grandparents, somebody's mom or dad, son or daughter, and I'd feel really bad if I got someone sick, or even worse, caused a death just because I didn't want to wear a mask. So remember, folks, it's not only thinking about ourselves. We're in a situation where we have to think about everyone, and I believe that from here moving on forward, respect is not given, but it's earned. So, if somebody sees that, you care, you don't want to harm anyone. I certainly don't, which is why I wear the mask everywhere I go. It's definitely not a big deal to me. When all this is over, they could say, maybe masks saved everyone, or maybe masks didn't make a difference. But either way, we took the precautions. It's not a bulletproof vest. It's not going to stop a 12-gauge round. But, the way I look at this is if somebody does cough or sneeze, and it's not even really anything to do with COVID, what I'm about to say, but, you can imagine that a droplet flying out of somebody's mouth, and landing in your mouth or on your lip, when you think about it, that's pretty gross. So, for the sake of a $1 mask, I'll get it, I'll wear it, I'll dispose of it when it's done, and I'll put on a new one the next time I go out. However, as I said, this might not be bulletproof. This is one of the many precautions you can take. I think that it's a great idea. I'm not sure how this would work in schools when you got so many students around each other, but for the average situation of an adult, of leaving in the morning and going to work, those who can't work from home, such as myself, and I have a helper with me in the daytime, so mask it is. I can't stress enough how important this is. I understand that Some people do have a complex. They don't want to wear it because they're afraid that their friends will think they look stupid, or people will make fun of them. But that comes back on, remember, just be you. Don't let anybody else influence you on what you're going to do, especially when it comes to putting your life in danger. I can't stress that enough. So, mask, good. One topic down. The second thing is the hand sanitizer. Well, you know, there's probably better or more effective cleaning solutions out there than hand sanitizer, such as, you know, hot water, many different kinds of soap, pure alcohol, and even bleach. But I am not advising anyone, I repeat, not advising anyone to wash their hands with bleach. I am just stating that there are probably better cleaning solutions that will kill germs and bacteria, viruses, better than hand sanitizer. I would imagine that this works, but not as well as some other cleaning solutions. While I have you here in this video, instead of making 2 videos about this, I thought I'd put 2 things into one. So, some of the home tools in the toolbox that is good to have whenever we are talking about being in a global pandemic, or even during flu season, really, because, you know, even before COVID, there were times where, you know, it's with all the cutbacks too, right? The government cutbacks and low staff at hospitals. I mean, these nurses and doctors, I mean, you know, you can tell that they're just working their hearts out to help each and every one of us. And I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. And I would like to say thanks to them. You know, hearts of gold, put their life on the line. People they don't even know. There's nothing I can say that can thank those people enough. So moving on. The first tool that I would say, now remember, I'm new to this, right? So this is probably not going to be Hollywood quality or a professional video, but these are some life-saving tools. So I want to talk about the pulse oximeter, right? Oxygen and pulse. Personally, I do this 3 times a day, just to be sure. Now, if my oxygen were to drop, I would go get a PCR test, it's called, I'm not sure, and I would isolate for 14 days, but I'm at 97. I usually hover around, you know, 95 to 99, and I'm a smoker. I'm quite a heavy smoker, and I still hover between 95 and 99, which I think is pretty good. Not as good as an athlete, but lungs are still working. So this is just one tool in the box that could be an indicator or an early warning sign. So this thing is great to have, even if it's flu season and you're not feeling well, and or just overall in general, if you're not feeling well, this is great to have, because it doesn't mean necessarily that you have COVID, but you could have another or a different underlying health condition, and this could give you an indication that you are sick, even if you are not feeling sick. One more thing that I wanted to show you, as the hospitals pile up, so they say, you know, if ICU beds do fill up, and, you know, hospitals are going to be lined up past the door, there's going to be, you know, the beds are going to be full, there's going to be people in the hallways, it's going to get messy, right? If it gets bad, it will get messy. But let's stay positive then, because there's a lot of things that a person can do for his family or her family right from home. Now, anyone can do this. This is sort of a last resort to aid breathing at home. So, if you're the average household and you don't have an oxygen tank, you don't have that kind of supply, you know, you can buy these hoses online on pretty much any website that sells medical supplies. I believe these are $14.99, and the pump was $24.95. And we actually bought this one at PetSmart. We have a few different sizes. I'm just using the small one as an example. So, if you would come into a period or a time where you or anyone in your household, while you're isolating, because while you're isolating, remember, you don't want to go to a doctor, or they don't want you to go to a doctor, unless it's a 911 emergency and they know you have COVID and you've been tested positive, or they have a safe way to get you there under isolation. So, this hose that I bought, you know, $14.99, the pump's $24.95, and there's a few different ones, all the same size outlets. Give it a little slice with the scissors, you know, it's fitted to go onto an oxygen tank, but anyways, we're not using an oxygen tank. This does have a filter in it, so that's the good news. In an emergency, while you were waiting, if you had no help, you know, this just goes on there like so. Small air pump, nothing special, nothing extraordinary. We plug power to it. The minute, there's no switch on this. As soon as you plug them in, they're live, they're bouncing around, and they're pumping air. So right now, this thing is going. I grabbed this. A little bit of a tangulation here, but that's okay. So, if we were in that type of situation where we really needed to have a little helping hand on breathing while waiting to get into a hospital, or if the town was in a bad situation. Now remember, this is I think my second video, so please, easy on the comments. Okay, so right now, I can actually feel this going up my nose, nice clean, well, as clean as it's going to get. We have 2 air purifiers going in here with HEPA filters, so the air is already pretty clean to begin with. But definitely, when I breathe in, there's definitely some assistance there. So even a person with low oxygen, and a last-ditch effort with no other choice, if you're stuck at home on lockdown, the hospitals are overflowing, you know, and it's just complete disaster, stay positive, because you can take measures to save yourself or someone in your family or a close friend or relative. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, that it really doesn't take much thinking outside the box to save a life. And I can't stress that enough. When it comes to thinking outside the box of what you have at home to save a life, I mean, most households will have the average, you know, your first aid kit. You know, they'd have, of course, now everyone would have half mask and paper mask, medical mask. But I just wanted to share with you some of the things that we have here. And we also have makeshift ventilator. It is not for humans, it is for reptiles, just in case that they do ever catch it. And if we see that they are coming into a respiratory problem, where they're really having trouble breathing on their own, and you know, if they can't breathe on their own, then we're equipped to deal with that. Me and my spouse, we can incubate reptiles if we have to. Now we're doing this at home we are by no means veterinarians. We are doing this at home if we have to during the pandemic. With that being said, if hospitals were overflowing, if there was zero help from doctors, do not lose hope. Remember, stay tuned for more videos. I hope the video, was good enough for you to get something from that. Even if it made you laugh, then my job is done. But remember, you always have to be, I'm looking for that word, not practical, and diversity is not it, but you got to be pretty versatile with what you have. I mean, who would have ever thought of, just grabbing some air pumps and oxygen tubing and, this could extend the life of a loved one long enough to see a professional. And that's just one of the many homemade tools in the box that, any household could have during the pandemic, to administer until you seek professional help. So I definitely hope this helped you. I do wish, as I said, that everyone comes out of this on the other side. I hope that things start looking up for everyone who watches these videos. Even if you don't watch, I really hope things turn around for each and every one of us. Small businesses lately, man, oh man, words can't even describe it. The only thing I can say to them is either my deepest sympathies or I wish you well, because right now a lot of people are going through tough times. And I know I'm off track here, but there's so much that has to be said, and I think that, there's a lot of people out there that just need to hear this, that I really hope that things turn around for you. I hope you start doing better, and I do hope that, sooner than later, this virus goes away and life gets to as normal as it can be. A lot of you are sitting down wondering, or laughing at me, and that's okay, because if you're laughing at me, then I'm doing my job. Man, oh man, this pandemic has really done a lot of damage. So stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe. Don't smash the like button, just click on it, because Lord Thunder and Jesus, if you smash it, I'll have to get myself another one, but click on it, don't smash it. And please, as always, from any YouTuber, subscribe, share the video, and I hope I see you on the other side. This is Doug, signing off.